Hello there. Welcome to Rivertown. My name is Miss Cherie, and I am a water quality steward. It is my job to patrol the clear bottom river and pick up any litter or trash I find, put it in the litter bin, and any recyclable things I can find and put them in the recycling bin. You see, recently we learned in a big way that clean water is important to every living thing. What? Oh, that's Bobby Bass. You saw his tail, didn't you? Bobby Bass is very happy these days, but it wasn't always that way. You see, from its beginnings, Rivertown was a small town until a manufacturing company began to build that plant that you see up there by the American flag. That is the new manufacturing plant right alongside the Clear Bottom River. Over there you will see the Crystal Creek, and it sheds all of the water from Rivertown, from the high places down through the river, right down into Bobby Bass's river pool. Well, when the town began to grow, the citizens didn't think about their natural resources, such as soil, air, and water. And then one day, we had a great big rainy day. And when we had that great big rainy day, all of the litter people had been throwing on the ground, or substances they were pouring into the water that shouldn't be there, or pouring onto the ground like soda, coffee, and tea, and the soil from the construction site. All of those things began to shed or drain down, down, down with that big storm right through into the Clear Bottom River and down into Bobby Bass's river pool. It was such a mess that the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality had to come and help us. And that's when I became a water quality steward. What? Oh, Bobby! Hi, Bobby Bass! That is Bobby Bass, and he sure does look happy. You know, I think maybe he wants us to tell this story. Would you like to hear the story about what happened in Rivertown? Very good. Well, let's do that together. And you know, you could help too. You could participate. In fact, I know a great way you can participate. We're going to have a thunderstorm. And in that thunderstorm, we're going to hear a great big sound. Listen to this sound. That's a big sound, isn't it? Well, when you hear that sound, what you can do is make the sounds of the rain. Let's start with rubbing our hands together to make the sounds of the wind, and snapping our fingers to make the sounds of the raindrops. Now, if you can't snap your fingers, you can pretend. That'll be just as fun. And then to make the big thunderstorm sounds, we're going to clap our laps like this. Can you do that? Very good. Now let's practice again. Ready? Let's listen for the thunder. That is really loud, isn't it? But let's make the sounds of the rain. Shush your hands together like the wind. Snap your fingers and clap your laps like the big thunderous rain. Very good. That was a great job. Now, whenever during the story that you hear the thunder, you will know what to do to make the sounds of the thunderstorm. And then we are very musical in Rivertown, so there will be lots of songs during the program. And what you can do is you can read the words along the bottom of the screen and follow along. And when you read the words, you can sing along, okay? So that'll be a fun thing to do. Now, let's get started. On the count of three, I'm going to count to three, and you can join me. On the count of three, let's all shout together, "Great big rainy day." And when we shout, "Great big rainy day," we'll have thunder, and we'll make the wind together, and the rain together, and the thunderstorm together, and I will run back to Rivertown and begin telling this story, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, great big rainy day. Make your sounds. Shush, clap, snap, slap your laps. Very good. Let's get started.
to go.
I like a minnow snack.
Watch your back, girl.
I like to splish and splash.
Oh my, he's fast.
It's a happy life
It's a happy life.
for a largemouth bass.
He has a ferocious appetite. Morning, noon, and night. He's the king where the river flows. And when oxygen is high and nitrogen is low, sister, watch him go, go, go.
I'm Bobby Bass.
He's Bobby Bass.
It's a happy life for a largemouth bass.
Oh yeah.
Now, let's back up a bit and begin at the beginning. During the winter that the manufacturing plant was constructed, Mayor Goodfellow and the citizens of Rivertown started making plans for new businesses. Mrs. Hope, a school teacher, organized a committee to design plans for a new elementary school. And when Mr. Daniels, the land developer, heard about all the new workers moving to town, he bought all the forest and farmland along the river that he could buy. He began building a new subdivision with rows of houses and paved roads. Acres of trees were pushed into piles and burned in a hurry to get the houses built in time for the new buyers. Before long, everyone was either tearing down something old or building up something new. Yes, progress was coming to Rivertown, and it was affecting everyone and everything in town. Progress was in the air.
Progress is coming to Rivertown. Gonna put a great big sign up, one you can see from all around, to let everybody know what a great and wonderful town we're gonna grow. Now that's progress, and I can see it. Businesses popping up all in a row. Industry booming, the economy strong, making pockets grow. We'll build a shopping center and get a stoplight. Now that's progress. Progress is coming to Rivertown. Gonna build a subdivision, push all the pine trees down and level the ground with skill. Then pave all the roads up and down these rolling hills. And I can see it. Rows of houses there instead of trees. Hey, maybe a golf course. Oh, the thought just makes me weak down in my knees. That's progress.
Progress is coming to Rivertown. With all the business booming, we'll have more children coming. Have to build a bigger and better school. Maybe even build a library and an in-ground community swimming pool. And I can see it, rows and rows of houses everywhere. Construction booming, neighborhoods stretched out from here to there. Now that's progress. Progress is coming.
Streetlights.
Coming to Rivertown.
Condos.
Better get your plans all ready. We're growing strong and steady.
Rivertown's now on the move. With our progress, what could we possibly have to lose?
And we can see it.
18-wheelers hauling goods to town. Widen the highway as visitors travel in from miles around.
Progress is coming. Progress is coming. Progress is coming. Progress is coming. Progress is coming.
Progress is coming to River Town. Progress in River Town.
Businesses started popping up everywhere. There was a whole lot of excitement going on up and down Main Street and all around the town. Just on the other side of town, construction began for a new elementary school. Then, just as he promised, Mayor Goodfellow put up a new sign in front of the town hall and a stoplight as well.
I'm so excited.
The town wasn't the only busy place. Along the river could be heard sounds of bulldozers as Mr. Daniels' crew began to level the soil for construction and smooth the black-topped roads in the new subdivision. Spring passed, and as summer began to approach, the new school building was well on its way to being completed. The new shopping mall was ready for the storekeepers to move in, and Mr. Daniels had begun to sell his new home sites. In fact, several of them were showing signs of new construction. Rivertown was really looking like a new place. But have you ever had a time when you were so excited about having a new friend that you almost forgot about an old one? Well, everyone was so excited about the new growth of Rivertown that they had forgotten about a very important old friend, the river. You see, right in the middle of all that cutting down and building up, it happened. The worst summer storm to hit Rivertown in over 30 years. It was a great, big, rainy day.
My gills! My gills! I've got mud in my gills. What happened to my pool? I know it's been looking pretty murky here lately, but this is ridiculous.
Maybe your gills are getting too old. You've been swimming around this pool for a long time, Bobby. A long time.
No, Molly Mockingbird, it's not my gills. It's my pool. Look at the water in my pool. It's murky. It's all full of mud. Why, I can't even see down to my fins. And what's all this other stuff?
Litter! Litter! The humans use that stuff in the town! In the town!
Look, Molly, it's everywhere.
We're blue.
I'm Bobby Bass.
Fishies in the pool.
I feel sad.
Swimming in the sky.
Mud and litter.
Never see the sun.
When the rain came pouring
We're
down,
blue.
food is nearly gone.
In this mucky pool.
Friends are moving on.
Food is nearly gone.
Hard to breathe.
Must be moving on.
Getting mad.
Once was a wonderful place to swim in. Population brimming with every kind. Now it's getting harder to eat and breathe in. Gonna have to find another place to dine. We're blue.
Feeling sicker.
Just the only two.
Poor old river.
Food is nearly gone.
Please don't go.
Must be moving on. So long, we're gone. I'm out of here, girl. Me too, girl.
Oh no.
Yes, fish moving on, turtles. It makes the bass kind of lonesome. Why, even old Farmer Jones doesn't come round here anymore. Remember, Molly, the time I gave him a good jerk on his fishing line and pulled him slap into the river? Ha ha! He was sputtering and hollering so, had me laughing so hard, I thought I was going to burst a gill. Hee hee! But even old Jonesy doesn't come round here anymore.
Bobby, thought you knew. Old Jonesy moved away. Farm's gone, forest gone, dust everywhere. Not much for a mockingbird's breakfast, that's for sure.
Moved away? Well, how do you like that? Hey, wait a minute. Molly, old Jonesy's farm was uphill from my pool, right?
Yes, sure as the crow flies.
Well then, that's it. Between the stuff flowing down from the people in the town and the dust from Jonesy's farm, my poor river's been bamboozled right before my eyes. Well, that settles it, Molly. I gotta do something.
What'll you do?
Oh, I don't know yet, but when the moment's right, I'll know. Shh. Molly, do you hear something?
Yes.
Do you see something up there? You know, like something unusual?
Field trip!
Hey, Molly, what's that?
Field trip to the river! Humans! Children! Teacher!
To my river?
Yes! On the way!
Oh, thanks, Molly. Oh, I'd better hide. Oh, I'm gonna hide over by this log. Molly, you better hide too.
Will do! Toodaloo! Children, this is the beautiful clear bottom river that flows right through Rivertown. It begins up above Highland Hill and flows down to here just below the new subdivision. This is a special place here on the river. Why, many folks have fished and traveled it for generations.
Mrs. Hope, why do they call it the Clear Bottom River?
Well, Hunter, the river has very clean water, and in some locations you can see clear to the bottom. Mrs. Hope, I can't see the bottom. I just see that cloudy-looking brown stuff. What? Oh, my goodness! What has happened to the river? Why, it does look cloudy. And look at this mess. Children, this is very serious indeed. I don't understand how it could have gotten this bad so quickly. This polluted water is very dangerous for the animals, the plants and trees, and everyone in town. Oh, we need to report this to Mayor Goodfellow right away.
Mrs. Hope, how did all of this stuff get down here to the river anyway?
Well, children, I have been concerned that maybe our new growth in Rivertown might cause some problems. But I'm afraid that what we're looking at here is polluted or storm water runoff. Now, that is when water flows down over and through the ground, carrying loose soil and litter from up in the town down the watershed, through Crystal Creek and into the Clear Bottom River. Eventually, it will flow all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. You see, children, this is all part of Rivertown's watershed.
What's a watershed?
Now let's see. A watershed. Here's a good example of a watershed. Water flows from the town to this riverbed. Rainwater drains to the ditches beside our school, flowing down to the creek and joins with this pool. You see from the high to the low, wherever you go, a watershed drains when the rainwater flows. Leaky cars on streets and broken septic pipes, very loose soil at construction sites, too much fertilizer on lawns and farms, even soap from washing cars can all cause harm. Never dump anything, for we should all know a watershed drains when the rainwater flows.
Help us please. Help us please. Help us please. Help us please.
Mrs. Hope, there's a noise near the hollow log. I know it's not a cricket and it's not a frog.
Oh my, children!
fish is gasping for air. The soil clogged his gills. The water's cloudy down there.
Mrs. Hope, can we help him in the river too?
Why, that's a great idea. And here's what we'll do. We'll hurry back to the town and let them all know the watershed drained when the rainwater flowed. We'll go and ask them to help us, please. Find a good way to make it clean so the poor fish can eat and breathe, and we can have clear running streams. Come on, children, it's time to go. We'll go and ask them to help us, please. Find a good way to make it clean so the poor fish can eat and breathe, and we can have clear running streams.
Help,
Come on, Hunter, we have to
help
go.
us, please.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
The watershed drained when the rainwater flowed.
It wasn't long before news spread about the river. Citizens became upset to realize that their beautiful, clear bottom river was polluted and would be closed to swimming and fishing for a while. Mrs. Hope helped organize some of the concerned citizens, and they inspected the town to find the problems that might be contributing to the polluted runoff. Mrs. Hope reported their findings to Mayor Goodfellow.
You know, Mrs. Hope, I'm coming to realize that progress is not what we thought it to be. Progress doesn't just mean more and bigger buildings. Real progress means making a healthier and better community for every living thing.
Yes, Mayor, you're right. We should have planned ahead for potential problems so that our new growth would not have impacted our environment.
We need to learn how to protect our natural environment, such as soil and water. In fact, my new friends at the Department of Environmental Quality have told me about some simple ways we can improve our daily habits that will help clean up this problem and improve the health of the water.
That sounds wonderful.
Tomorrow we will hold an emergency meeting with our new friends from the DEQ and discuss an emergency plan for Rivertown.
That sounds wonderful, Mayor. I'll let the concerned citizens know right away. See you there.
So long.
Well, when Mayor Goodfellow held the emergency meeting and told the concerned citizens there was hope because they could restore health to the river, the citizens were so encouraged they went straight to work.
Clean up the river and creek. Don't litter, recycle, be neat. Put your litter in the trash can and recycle what you can. Clean up the river and the creek. We can put ponds near the parking lots when rainwater drains to clean out pollution when it flows. Put a silk fence and hay bales to stop soil from flowing down. Plant trees near the houses. Put rocks to slow the flow.
Clean up the river and creek. Don't litter, recycle, be neat. Put your litter in the trash can and recycle what you can. Oh, clean up the river and the creek. Down by the river we'll plant grass and trees and reeds to slow the water down and make it clean. We can put a trash can and recycle bin and a sign to let folks know we're trying to clean up so the fish can breathe and grow.
So the fish can breathe and grow.
Clean up the river and creek. Don't litter, recycle, be neat. Put your litter in the trash can and recycle what you can. Oh, clean up the river and the creek. Clean up the river and the creek. down to the river, doesn't it? I'm sure glad to see that Bobby and his friends are healthy and safe. That stormy day showed us that it's everyone's responsibility to help keep the river clean and healthy. So come on, let's do our parts and work together to put our trash in the trash can and recycle what we can. Clean up the river and creek. Don't litter, recycle, be neat. Put your litter in the trash can and recycle what you can. Oh, clean up the river and the creek. Clean up the river and the creek. So long, Bobby. Bye-bye. That was fun, wasn't it? I hope that you learned something today. Did you help with the storm parts? Did you snap your fingers and shush the wind and make your lap sound like the thundering rain? Did you read along with the words and sing with the songs? I hope you had fun and learned something special. Most importantly, what I would love for you to learn is to do one simple thing, and that's to do a small thing that will make a big difference. And here's what it is. Don't litter, recycle. Can you say that with me? Let's use our hands. Ready? Don't litter, recycle. Let's try that one more time to remember. Don't litter, recycle. Good job. You did a great job today. Now let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you something right over here by the litter bin. I have a small thing that I do that makes a very big difference. And I thought maybe you would like to do this too because it would be a big help if you would. I like to take a grocery bag like this one. When I go to the store, I take a grocery bag, and when I travel in my car, I like to pull the plastic handle apart and tie it to the door of my car. And then I put my trash in there, my litter, and then I have another one that I use, and I tie it to the door of the handle of the door of the car, and I put my recyclables in there. Things like plastic bottles and aluminum cans and even paper. Then when I get home or to the gas station or the grocery store, I take my trash and I put it in the litter bin or the trash bin, and then I take my recycling bag and I put it in the recycling bin. That is a wonderful thing you could do to be helpful. And then I have a straw. I'm going to put my bag over here in the litter bin. This straw is a reusable straw. Did you know that in our state and all across the land, people are going to fast food restaurants and taking the straws and not thinking about it and just throwing them on the ground? But that makes an awful lot of pollution and ends up in the waterways where you go fishing, playing, and swimming. And so a better way to do that would be to use a reusable straw like this one. I bought this at the store. It's hard plastic, and I even have a brush that I can clean this straw. So instead of throwing away straws after straws after straws after straws, I can use this reusable one over and over again. That is another good way to be a good steward. Wait. What is a steward? I've been talking about being a water quality steward all this time, and I didn't even tell you what a steward is. A steward is a person that helps to take care of something. If you help to take care of your brothers and sisters, your yard, maybe your house or your pets, then you are a steward of those things. Well, remember, it was my job to be a steward right here in our community in Rivertown to take care of the water and help to keep it safe and healthy. And you can do the same thing in your community by doing that small thing that will make a big difference. Let's say it together one more time. Ready? Don't litter, recycle. Great job. I hope you'll come and visit me again sometime. So long, my friend. Teachers and parents, we have some exciting news for you. Not only do we have 4 presentations for the Environmental Education and Outreach Mobile Classroom, we have first We have our program for kindergartners through second grade. This program travels to schools and events all throughout our state and is funded by the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality. This program is called the Rivertown Story, and it is a beautiful puppet theater that is fun and entertaining and musical and teaches students about the value of being a water quality steward. And then we have our Mobile Classroom B, which is a PowerPoint presentation and an interactive water unit. Students can participate along with Ms. Cherie and Mr. Joseph as we travel through the watershed and learn the properties of water and why water is the most powerful force for spreading pollution. Students will actually learn about their watershed and learn ways very specifically that they can learn how to do a better job of being a good water quality steward in their community. And then we have our youth workshop, which combines Mobile Classroom B with hands-on activities. So this travels to your student's classroom, and we can have about 30 students in each class. And students will have lab equipment provided by us, and we'll get to play with water and experiment and actually build a watershed and see how water actually moves through the watershed. And then we have a teacher's workshop, and teachers can earn CEUs by attending our workshop. And quite often we combine that with other partners that we have throughout the state. So we do list those things in our e-newsletter, which you can sign up for as well by coming to our website and doing all of that. And then last but not least, we have our companion curriculum. So this is the Water Quality Steward Study Guide, and it aligns with the Mississippi Department of Education Science Framework for kindergartners all the way through 8th grade. And you can adapt a lot of these lesson plans, activities, games, quizzes, reviews, vocabulary. We have lots of fun things to explore. And not only that, but we provide free resources statewide and nationally as well. So students can go on and learn all sorts of things by connecting to other websites and actually work on the computer and advance in environmental education. So we just wanted to share some of these things with you. We hope that you'll use these resources. Our companion curriculum is absolutely free. You just go to our website, bayoutown.com, look in the left-hand column, click on the curriculum button, and when you get there, you'll have a couple of options. You can go to the curriculum and download individual pages for free or the entire curriculum. Or you can click onto the storybook. And the storybook is an excellent activity for young hands and young minds. You can print it off, let the students color the pictures as we tell the story of Rivertown, and then actually fold and assemble it into their own storybook. We hope that you will use our free resources, and we thank you very much for watching our programs, for sharing them, and we hope that you'll give us a call, and one day we'll be able to visit your students face to face. Thank you so much, and see you next time.